Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're here at the Bahrain Grand Prix for round 2 of the Season 2 Championship. And now let's get in to the start of the video. And so on to qualifying 1 and on to the end of our lap here in this session. Opening the DRS here and now across the line, and it's going to be P5 for the moment, and then getting in to Q2 in P14. So only a couple of positions away from being knocked out there actually. And on to our second lap of Q2. We haven't improved on our first sector time, but we have our second, and we go into P6 and qualifying into Q3 along with our teammate as well, being up the order as well. And on to our second lap of Q3. We are currently in P5, but can we improve on this position? And no, we can't, as we stay in P5 on the grid for the race.
It's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position with Charles Leclerc alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Weber, the Rainmaster, and Verstappen, Vettel, Perez, Norris, and Nico Hülkenberg, Butler, Russell, Romain Grosjean, and Gasly, Kubica, Albon, Daniel Ricciardo, and Daniel Kvyat. Giovinazzi and Kimi Raikkonen finishes off the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
And so it's on to 5 red lights, and away we go for the start of this Bahrain Grand Prix for round 2, season 2 of career mode here. And now heading into turn 1. We are under pressure here from Verstappen on the inside here, but we are able to defend from him as Leclerc takes the lead of the race here. And on to lap 4, we are on the back of Lucas Weber going up the inside into the first corner, and we are just about able to make the move stick there. But now it is Valtteri Bottas on board with now, as it is Lewis Hamilton to try and take the lead back from Leclerc here into the first corner. And who is going to come out on top here in this? And it looks like it's going to be Leclerc. And can Bottas take advantage of this by going side by side with Lewis Hamilton? And yes, he can, and he's going to try and take P2 away from his teammate here, but they are still going to be side by side here and still into this next sequence of corners as well. And it looks like Hamilton has the advantage, but Bottas is going to come back into this next corner and with the inside line as well here. And the two Mercedes drivers are still side by side here into this next corner, and surely this time the battle will end with Hamilton squeezing Bottas out, but somehow Bottas gets a good exit out the corner, and this is just allowing Leclerc to get away from these two drivers here as they still are side by side into the next corner. And now it's Hamilton who has the inside line advantage here, but then that's going to change to Bottas for the next corner, and now they're still neck and neck here into the penultimate corner of the lap now, and heading down into the final corner now. And it looks like Hamilton has got a slightly better run here as we are now on board with him into the final corner of the race, and a wee bit of contact there with Bottas does Hamilton have, and now they're side by side into the main straight now. This is reminiscent of the real life 2014 Grand Prix when Hamilton and Rosberg were side by side for a long time, but we have managed to get past both of the Mercedes drivers in their scrap here, as it is still not finished as we take P2. But now it's going to be Hamilton who takes P3 now in this race. And now behind, Bottas is going to be under pressure here from Verstappen as he tries to take away P4 here. And just who's going to come out on top in this battle between these two now, as they are still side by side here going into this next sequence of corners. And it's going to be Verstappen to have the inside line for this corner, but will Bottas get a good exit out of the corner? And he does so, and they're still side by side here into this next corner. And who's going to come out on top here? But Verstappen goes deep into the corner, and he might lose some positions from behind now as well, as Lucas Weber and Nico Hülkenberg have done just that. And he might lose a position from Vettel as well as he tries to go up the inside of Verstappen here. And who is going to come out on top between these two drivers here? And it's Verstappen who's got the inside line, and he's just about going to defend from Vettel there. But now it's Lucas Weber, and now he is on the back of the Mercedes of Valtteri Bottas here, and they're now side by side on the main straight here. and it looks like Weber's got the advantage into the corner, and he will take the position away from him there. And now onto the start of lap 8, and we have been overtaken by Lewis Hamilton there as we tried to defend from him, but it wasn't quite enough for us there to defend, and we're not able to come back at him. And on to the start of lap 9 here, and into the pits we come here, coming out behind Hamilton, and on later on to the lap here, we're behind Lucas Weber and Kimi Räikkönen as well, going 3 wide into the final corner and making a double overtake as well. And then on to the start of lap 11, we're going to try to overtake Giovinazzi with some DRS as we do just that there, and we take what will now be P9 in this race, as there's still a lot of drivers who have not pitted yet in this race. And now it's Charles Leclerc, and now he's on the back of some of those drivers, and now this first driver is Daniel Kvyat, and he has started on the medium tyres and he's not yet pitted at all yet, and Leclerc has pitted for the medium tyres as he overtakes the Russian driver there. And now next on the list for Charles Leclerc will be Alex Albon in the other Toro Rosso car, as he goes up the inside of him here, and can he make the mistake here on him? And yes, he can, and that's another position for Leclerc. But now he's caught up to the back of Robert Kubica, who's also not pitted in this race yet, as he goes up the inside of the Polish driver as they're side by side now. And will he make the mistake? And yes, he does, and he's overtaken the 3 drivers very quickly here, and Lewis Hamilton still has that job to do. But now it's going to be the start of lap 15, as we are now going to be under pressure here from Lucas Weber as he goes to our left here into the first corner. And can we defend from this here? Side by side still with Lucas, and we do indeed defend the position here. And now on to lap 17, and in we come for our second stop of the day, and onto a medium set of tyres, and we have come out behind Robert Kubica here, and we're going to have to try and do the same job as Leclerc had to do a few laps ago, as we go up the inside of Robert Kubica here, and now side by side we are. But can we get a better exit out the corner? And yes, we can. And now on to lap 18, we are behind Alex Albon now, as we make the move up the inside and we take away the position from him. And now we close up to the back of Daniel Kvyat here in the other Toro Rosso car, and can we go up the inside of him into this next corner? We force him into a lockup and we make the move stick there as well now. And on to the start of lap 19, and it's Weber coming out of the pits here, and can we try and overtake him round the outside? And yes, we can, and we take P6 for now. But it's going to be Lewis Hamilton, and now he is on the back of another one stopper in the form of Pierre Gasly. So this is going to be 4th position here, heading into the first corner for Lewis Hamilton, and around the outside he goes. And can he make the stick on the fresher of the 2 compound tyres on the medium tyre, as Gasly is on the hards to try and go to the end of the race? But can he fight back here to Lewis Hamilton here and into turn 4? And can he make the stick around the outside here? And it's going to be very close as they are side by side here, and it's going to be around the outside here and turn to the inside for the next corner. But Hamilton gets around the outside there, and he just about defends the position from the Ferrari driver there. And now on to the start of lap 20, and we are going to be under pressure from Lucas Weber here into the first corner as he tries to take the position away from us. That we are going to try and fight back here for the position, and we do so. And now on to the next lap here, and we've got Lucas Weber once again up our inside here as he tries to take the position here. But we could be a bit smarter about this and let Lucas take the position and try and stay in his DRS, as there's cars ahead on the one stop that we could possibly try and catch for some more positions. And now it's going to be Lando Norris trying to do just that a bit behind us as he overtakes the Toro Rosso there. And now it's going to be Valtteri Bottas on the back of Max Verstappen here, and for P11 this is going to be behind the Toro Rosso, and it's going to be side by side. And who is going to come out on top in this battle, as they're still side by side? And it's going to be Sergio Perez waiting in the wings just behind to see if he can maybe take some scraps here between these two, and Perez will just do that on his teammate, and they are now side by side into the first corner as Perez goes around the outside of Verstappen and takes away P12 here. But now it's going to be Valtteri Bottas as he is looking to try and overtake the Toro Rosso of Daniel Kvyat, and he is going to go up the inside of him into this left-hander, and he takes the position away from the Russian driver, as now Lucas Weber has caught up to another of the one-stoppers in the form of George Russell, and he has got the DRS and he has made the move on the Williams driver, but we behind have not quite made the move yet. But now we're going to go on board with Valtteri Bottas, looking back at Max Verstappen trying to make a move on his teammate here into the final corner, and he is side by side now with Kvyat as he makes the mistake on Perez. And who's going to come out on top between those two, as we also look ahead as it's 3 wide between the drivers of Norris, Robert Kubica and Alex Albon as well, and Norris looks to make the double overtake on the other two drivers there, and it looks like he has made the move stick here, and he takes the position away from Albon and Kubica as well, and it looks like that Verstappen has also taken the position from Kvyat there. But now on to lap 24, we have caught up to the back of the one-stopping Russell now, and we force him into a lock-up into this right-hander, and we take away P6 from him, and Russell moves down into P7 now. But now we go on to Valtteri Bottas here as he tries to make a move on Kubica here into the first corner, and he tries to go round the outside as well, and he makes the move stick there, and he's now going to try and look to get some DRS on Alex Albon as well here. And can he try and make a move on him as they are now side by side into turn 4, and can he make this move stick here on Alex Albon here, and can he do it as they are still side by side now? But it's going to be Valtteri Bottas who will take the position there as Norris goes past, and then it's followed by Bottas, by Albon, Kubica and Verstappen as well. And now it's on board with Verstappen, and now on the back of Robert Kubica here into the final corner as he tries to go round the outside here of the Williams driver, and he will make the move stick there. But now it's going to be Charles Leclerc, and now he has caught up to the back of Devin Butler, who has had the lead of this race for quite a lot of laps now, as he is also on the one-stop strategy, starting the race on the hard composite tyres and then going on to the medium tyres, as Leclerc takes the lead away from him, and now Butler sits in P2 in this race, and still a very good position for the Haas driver there. But now we're going to go on board with Sergio Perez as we look up ahead to Verstappen trying to make a move on Alex Albon here into the first corner, and can he make the move stick there? And yes, he can, and will this give Sergio Perez an opportunity to overtake the Toro Rosso driver of Albon here with some DRS, but Albon also has DRS from Verstappen as well. But it's going to be side by side into turn 4, and can Perez make this move stick here on Albon? And it looks like yes, he will make this move stick. But now it's going to be Lucas Weber, and now he is on the back of Pierre Gasly here into the final corner, and they're going to be side by side now, and Weber's going to try and go around the outside of him, and can he make this move stick? As we look on to behind him now, as he's going to get the DRS to try and defend as well, and it looks like Weber will make the move stick unless Pierre Gasly can come back at him into the first corner. But it looks like he's not going to make a move into the first corner, and it looks like as we go on to the end of the race, we're just a bit too far back from Pierre Gasly, and so we're going to come home for a P6 finish for this Bahrain Grand Prix.
Points performance today has shown that they can be
And so Charles Leclerc wins his second race in a row for Racing Point, and also his second Bahrain Grand Prix in a row, as he won this race in Season 1 with Ferrari, and now he's won it in Season 2 with Racing Point, with Devin Butler finishing in P2 and Lewis Hamilton finishing P3, and that means that Charles Leclerc leads the championship with 51 points and Lewis Hamilton on 26, so already a 25-point lead for Leclerc in this championship. But it's only 2 rounds gone and plenty more races to go in this season, and so if you have enjoyed this video, then do leave a like, share the video around and subscribe to the channel to see more videos on F1 2019. So I will see you next time for another video, and goodbye.